Peace, world, peace. Welcome back to Goddess Dawn Speaks, aka the Trillion Dollar Goddess, baby. I'm back on a Tuesday, October 21st, 2025, to be exact. Before we get started today, let me know if you can hear me. Yeah, I need that sound check, baby. Thank you, Wow Wayne. Wow, you work fast today. We're going to give this thing a couple minutes. YouTube needs a few minutes to kick people in the butt. I don't know what the hell YouTube is doing for the first however many minutes of this broadcast, but I'm going to let it roll, let it ride, let it flow. And then I'm going to come on back. We're going to talk about Diddy and Trump. What's up, Trav? Trav, you inspired this guy sending me that email. What's going on, GT? All right. Mia X is here too, Miss Michelle. Hope you guys are here. Queen Keish, what's going on, Mama? Jacob Shelton, welcome. All right, y'all. Let's kick back for a minute. Go grab a snack or do whatever it is you're doing. For me, it is barely lunchtime. Well, a little past at 1:41 p.m. Yeah, so some of y'all, I don't know what time it is, but kick back and relax and get ready to kiki with me for a minute. I'll be right back. Oh, yeah, I see you, baby Yoda. What's going on? Hey, Crosslink. Yes, love to see it. All right. We're gonna switch the vibe up and just have a little conversation. How y'all doing? Yes, we're in a whole new week in fall, and we are in a whole new season. We are in a whole new whatever you want to be new, child. That's what I've learned is whatever you want to make new, make it new. Create what you want to create and when you want to create it. All right. Now, today I came to y'all to talk about Diddy and TMZ, Harvey specifically, I'm going to say, with his inside supposed information, letting us know that Diddy is about to be free, child. Yeah, where are my kids so I can have them boo that information? They said he finna be free. No, we need the boo, not the yay. We are not trying to see Diddy walk free. Diddy needs to sit his arse down and do his time, child. Ooh, I'm on camera. Well, hello. But let's get the camera off because the hair ain't done, child. I'm in a ponytail. All right, so let me find it.
Is for this.
This is Instagram, and I do have some saved posts. There we go. But the White House is already rejecting TMZ's claims. Let me come over to USA Today. So it came out like yesterday, I think. TMZ coming out talking about how Diddy's about to be free, that he's going to be free by Friday, as a matter of fact. And in the meantime, people are trying to figure it out. They're reaching out to the White House, and the White House was forced to make a statement. So I'm just going to read this from USA Today. Okay. And for the record, he also officially filed his notice of appeal. Okay. So we're going to talk about that as well. What does that mean? And is it going to do anything for him during this time he's supposed to be in prison? All right. So the USA Today says that Sean Diddy Combs won't be walking free anytime soon, at least according to the White House. Media speculation emerged on Friday, October 20th, that the embattled music mogul, who was sentenced to 50 months in prison earlier this month following his S-Crimes trial, was going to have his sentence commuted or reduced by Donald Trump. The president had previously acknowledged that Combs and his team had reached out to him for a presidential pardon. And then TMZ reported that a high-ranking White House official confirmed that Trump was deliberating a commutation, adding that the president could set Diddy free as early as this week. However, in a statement to USA Today, specifically today, October 21st, a White House spokesperson said there is zero truth. Hear that? Zero truth to the claims in TMZ's story. The president, not anonymous sources, is the final decider on pardons and commutations. Okay, this is what they said. The president, not anonymous sources. Like, you're not quoting the president, so it's not true. So we don't know who these anonymous sources are. Here's a picture of Trump, his wife, and Diddy. Obviously, this was not recent. Let's see when it says here. It was in 2005, 20 years ago. This picture was taken of them. This was at Mar-a-Lago. Now, they go on to remind us about Combs being arrested in September of 2024 and all of that. They also say after his trial, 3 months later on October 3rd, a stoic Combs learned in court that he would be incarcerated for approximately 4 years, according to them. Though the federal detention center where Combs will be relocated has not been determined. Remember, the judge kicked back his request to go to Fort Dix. Judge said, I'll let them know that's what, I'll let them know we can put you in the area, but you can't go there. Let's see. So they're, basically letting us know he could be released in 3 or less than 3 years if he gets credit for the time spent in custody, which I believe he will. And as well as, he's trying to get into a program that will allow him to get an early release of that time as well. So who knows? All I know is he needs to sit down for a minute. He don't need to come out by Friday because, what about all the people that testified against him? I think people are in danger, honestly. Now, it says this is what Trump has said about Diddy's prison sentence. He told reporters in the Oval Office back on October 6th, and this was 3 days after his sentencing, that the Grammy-winning rapper had requested a pardon. In quotes, he said, "A lot of people have asked me for pardons. I call him Puff Daddy. He has asked me for a pardon." And that wasn't the first time he addressed it. Or where he stands with Diddy. He had another interview that aired on August 1st, and it says that Trump discussed the possibility of a presidential pardon for Combs, but he said he would probably consider it. And then saying, I was very friendly with him. I got along with him great. He seemed like a nice guy. I didn't know him well, but when I ran for office, he was very hostile. And then the host he was interviewing with said Combs had not so nice things to say about the president. And he said, yeah, it's hard, like we're human beings and we don't like to have things cloud our judgment, right? And this is Trump speaking. But when you knew someone and you were fine, getting all choked up and you were fine. And when you run for office, and he made some terrible statements. So I don't know. It makes it more difficult to do. Okay. Now we know how petty Trump is. He's being real cool about it, but we know he don't like anybody saying one bad thing about him. He's very vindictive, as James Comey and his daughter. He don't like none of that. So that was the bottom line. He said no. I mean, he said TMZ is saying yeah, and the White House is saying no. And even after that, TMZ is doubling down. TMZ stands by story after White House denial. Trump considering commuting possibly this week. So their update is that the White House Communications Office is saying our story is not true. It says, stand by our story. Our story is accurate. Now, I don't know the history of TMZ and their stats on accuracy, accurate predictions, or stories that have proven to be true versus not when they're questioned. I don't know. They seem to have their feet firm in the ground on this. They seem very confident about what they're saying. What are they saying? Let's see. According to our source, the president is, it says, vacillating on a commutation. We're told some of the White House staff are urging Trump not to commute the sentence. And see, that's the thing about Trump. You seem like he's the kind of guy, you tell him don't do something, he's going to do it, even just because you told him not to. So it also says here, we're told some of the, but our sources states, our source, they have one source. It says, but our source states the obvious. Trump will do what he wants. And we're told Trump could set Diddy free as far as early this week. Now there is a could there. It doesn't say will, it says could. So that means they can wiggle out of it by saying, well, we said could. Could is not a definite. So here they're saying Diddy, with credit could get in or around 2 years. But none of that matters if Trump it seems to me they're campaigning for Diddy with this. If they pardon him, he'll be home and with his kids, and It says, as you know, Trump commuted the sentence of former Congressman George Santos last Friday. I don't think I knew that. George Santos, wasn't he a Trump rival? Let's see. It says, we know almost immediately after Diddy was sentenced earlier this month, his legal team was in touch with a high-ranking White House official who has the ear of the president regarding a commutation or a pardon. Just days later, Trump told the media he was aware of the ask. Diddy fell out of his graces. Okay, we read all that. So yeah. And I'm not going to George Santos. I have no interest in what he has to say. So what do y'all think? Do you think Trump is going to let this guy go home? That's the question. Let me come down. Faye said, Diddy doesn't deserve anything except more time. That's right, Faye. Trav says, they said the same thing about George Santos when they let Santos off last week. Oh, they said, so you're saying TMZ predicted Santos would be released before he was actually released? That's interesting. I hadn't even been hearing any of those conversations or reading them, so I am not aware. Nia saying, deliberating for what? Faye says, you never know with Trump. Renee Marie, welcome. I thought he said no. I thought he said no as well. But just like Faye saying, you never know with Trump. Trump, you know, he flip-flops. He says one thing, means something else. He says one thing, and then the next thing it's unsaid. Like you can't trust a thing this guy says. And it would be tragic, in my opinion, for Diddy to go home at this stage. I feel like he definitely got off when it came to his RICO. He already slid on that. So he needs a little bit of time that he's been given to sit down and reflect and actually, you know, have some real humility, not no fake court performance humility, but real humility about the things that he has done. He knows what he's done. People still are out here defending him. I think a lot of those things are bots that I see comments and stuff because they're too in sync. I don't know. It's just something about them. But let's see, Nia. Wait, well, you're responding to Faye. Let me go up. I'm seeing some rebuking. Nia said, hey, y'all, I don't want to hear no ish about no damn pardon. I hear you, but, you know, I want to talk about it. Trav sent me the link reminding me about it this morning or last night. Yeah, he don't deserve a pardon. Exactly. Juti said, I rebuke this in the name of Jesus, in the name of my creator. Everybody is welcome on the rebuke. Faye said, I rebuke this too. Nia said, also, the White House said, nah, Playboy. Yeah, the White House said that. But so Trav said, they said the same thing about George Santos. Did the White House also deny George Santos? That's what I want to know. Let's see. Trav says, I've been saying this the last couple of months. Diddy got some shit on Trump. And I wouldn't trust that crooked ass White House. And you know what? Let's not forget, despite the way that shit show of a trial went, okay, there are tapes. We know there's video of people, and Trump probably as well. The videos that were not brought up in court, let alone shown, people who were connected to these videos not brought up in court, these people are being protected by the feds. It's so obvious because Maureen Comey handled the Epstein trial as well. There was where's the list? Nobody's given us nothing on that yet. That's been years ago. So this is all a mess, child. Let's see what else. Where are we at? Trav said no. The White House did. The White House, no. The White House said they wouldn't commute Santos' sentence, and then they did. He's out now. Okay. Despite the fact they denied they were going to do it. And he, I believe, fell out with Santos, didn't he? I believe he did. So it's pretty much the same as what's going on with Diddy right now. Oh, my goodness. I can't with this. Okay. So Let me get back to Diddy. Notice of appeal was filed for him on his behalf yesterday on the 20th of October. And this was filed by his trusted attorney, Alexandra Shapiro. Let's see, Southern District of New York. And this is filed in the district, okay? So it's to the docket numbers listed, Aaron Subramanian, the judge. Notice is hereby given that Sean Combs appeals to the United States Court of Appeals for the Second Circuit from the judgment, and that's checked off. Entered into this action on October 15, 2025, amended October 16th, and it concerns conviction and sentence, not just the conviction, not just the sentence, but both. The defendant, it says found not guilty by plea. It's saying not applicable. Oh, I'm sorry. Defendant found guilty by plea. Not applicable. Offense occurred after November 1st, 1987. Yes. The date of his sentence, okay, October 3rd. Bail not committed. We're actually committed, it says. Bail, they checked committed. And then his counsel information, as well as the AUSA in the situation, Emily Ann Johnson. Okay. It's all here. They paid $605 to file this in cash. And this is the beginning of the appeal journey right here. I feel like his appeal for his sentence and conviction will be denied. I don't see it. I mean, it's pretty standard. These people, when I say these people, I mean guilty people who claim innocence after conviction and sentencing, file appeals. That's what they do, especially if it's going to cost money, which I believe. We just saw this $605 filing fee, and it goes up from there because he's paying his attorneys billable hours. They're probably paying them in lump sum. He's probably paying them on a salary, or what is it? What's it called when you give them the money? They're working off of that. I forgot the name, child. Let's see. Faye said, keep forgetting Trump and Diddy go way back. Yeah. Why can't Diddy just shut up and do his time? That's a good question. Well, we know why. Because he's Diddy. He is Diddy, okay?
A savage! Oh! I'm a savage!
He's a savage. So, what else did I want to talk about with regard to this? Is anybody... Oh, okay. So I did that. We got to talk about the fact. Let me go over to Instagram. Okay. So the White House... This is on another topic, kinda. We're still talking about Trump. The White House agrees to cancel student debt for millions of borrowers. Bleh. I hope one of those is me. Okay. But Trump, again, can't be trusted. It says a major shift in U.S. policy. The White House just agreed to cancel student debt for millions. For borrowers, this means freedom from decades of payments from markets. It means billions in new liquidity entering the economy. So I'm wondering, will they go retroactive? Like, will you get money back? Somebody commented, that's what Biden said, but we all see how that played out. We shall see. Yeah, I agree with that. Somebody said nothing like an AI photo to convince me this is real. How accurate is this post? I hope that I'm in that number. I'm still voting blue. Cancel SBA loans. I don't believe it. Somebody said very disappointing. Why would you be disappointed in that? Unless you collecting the money personally, which you are not. But anyway, I thought that was good news, child. Good news, if it's true. The only good news Trump has brought to the table. Oh, have y'all seen this little clip of the Marvin Winans video? and how rude he was to his parishioner. Let's see.
We're going to do this a couple of ways. Those that have
No, this is the full one. We got to do the one that we were. So there's a full context video, and then there's the shortened video. Let's see. Maybe it's on here. Let's see.
We're going to do this.
I, Roberta McCoy, given faith and stand in unity with the vision of perfecting church of sowing this seed of $1,000 plus $235 and receiving the blessings to come to all that participated.
Now that's only $1,200.
Yes.
Y'all not listening to what I'm saying. If you have 1,000 plus 1,000.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna work on the other 800.
Well, that ain't what I asked you to do.
The nerve and the audacity. So it says Fred Hammond, gospel legend Fred Hammond, speaks out following the backlash that Bishop Marvin Winans received after a churchgoer didn't have the full $2,000 he requested on the church's annual day of giving. The video Fred shared shows Bishop Winans instructing where people should line up to make their donations. Fred said the church is not perfect, but overall it's still mine. And so that clip was shown, and then people started posting the full context in quotes to better understand where he was coming from. I don't care where he was coming from. I know he was coming from was a place of wrong. That was not anything, any way of tone and context of what he said to be said to anybody in a church, especially. Sound like she's scraping her money together to get this money to him. Here's the full. Let's see.
We're going to do this a couple of ways. Those that have the 1,000 plus 1, that means you're coming with your 1,000 that you're giving, plus you've asked someone else to give. Now you don't have to stop at 1,000, and we're going to deal. So in other words, if you say, Pastor Winans, I'm coming with my 1,000 plus another 3,000, then you'll say that. You understand? And if you didn't get the plus 1, but you maybe came with $250, you're going to come say that this is my 1,000 plus 250. You with me? And we're going to go all the way down. So I need you, in order for this to work, I need you to come when you're called with the offering that you're bringing. We're going to do this a couple.
Well, hold up. Didn't she do what he said? Bring your 1,000. If you don't have the full 2, whatever you have on top of that, then you say that. Or if you have less than that, then you say that. Why do they have to come up and announce how much they're giving to? Like, that's a little bit of, that's kind of shame, putting people in a shameful place where people might not want to share. Some people just don't like to share things like that, period, whether it's the full amount, a lesser amount. But obviously, if you have a lesser amount, you're not going to want to get up there and say, well, I ain't got it. Well, I mean, some people do, but I'm just saying it's not, I don't like this. Even with the supposed full context, him speaking to that lady like that, that's not what I told you to do. It kind of is what you said, actually. He got the right one with her because I would have been the wrong one on the right day. Even in church, you're going to hear the real truth about the matter. Give me the mic. That's crazy to me. What else is going on? I got a lot of Diddy stuff saved. I think I already took care of all of it, though. Let's see. We talked about the appeal. We're talking about the commutation. What is the difference between a commutation and a pardon? I need to look that up. If you know, let me know in the chat, please. I wish I could donate you some money to answer these questions, but the Queen of Info didn't do her homework for today. Okay, more about the appeal.
You gotta stop making excuses now, y'all. We gotta.
Oh, I saved this. Home Depot is giving out free training, you guys, for trades like construction, electrical work, HVAC, plumbing, and painting, where you can earn a certificate. I saved this to share the information. So I don't know. I didn't look at Home Depot's website for validation of that, or to make sure it's true. But if you know anybody that's looking to be certified in any of these works, pass the info. Okay. Home Depot. Student loan debt. We talked about that. Student loan debt forgiveness. Just talked about Pastor Winans doing that mess right there. Here's some positive, something maybe we can end on. The universe has chosen you to be wealthy so that you can help others with your wealth. Send this lucky pink line to yourself immediately, it says, which I don't know if I did, but I did like it and I saved it. So they say, if you're seeing this, it's not random. The universe picked you for this message. The universe has chosen you to be wealthy, not for greed, but for greatness. Your purpose isn't just to earn, it's to uplift, inspire, and impact lives with the abundance that you attract. Stop doubting your path. Stop playing small. You were never meant for an average life. You were meant to roar like the blue lion within you. Okay, this is all about wealth energy, law of attraction, manifestation. And with that said, I'm going to leave with a couple of deep breaths if y'all could do with me, because I'm a breath meditation coach. If you didn't know, now you know. It's one of the things I do, shall I say. And something that I've been imparting lately to my clients is that it only really takes 3 good inhales and exhales in the morning when you get up, before you get out that bed, and in the evening when you laying it down and trying to just relax and come down from the day. Deep breaths in through the nose, really deeply. Hold it for a couple of heartbeats and then let it go through the mouth. You're expanding your lung capacity, you're oxygenating your cells, and you are connecting to spirit. With the oxygenation of the cells, your cells should be fat, child, like a balloon blown up. Most of our cells are not blown up. They're running on E. So the little breaths we take every day, the regular breaths, are just kind of like bare minimum. These deep breaths twice a day will train your body to properly react to these breaths, because they're getting it consistently by giving you more energy, healing different things within the body because of the cells being regenerated and being fat, okay, on health. So let's do that real quick. One quick breath in with the nose and through the nose. Hold it for a couple heartbeats and then out through the mouth. Amazing. 3 of those in the morning, 3 in the evening. Do it for a month. I'm going to tell you how your life's going to change. It's going to be amazing. Okay. I think I'm going to leave y'all with that. I love you. And yeah. Let me see. Let me make sure I don't miss no good comments. Breathing. Oh, yeah. That breathing felt good. Thank you, GT. Thanks for doing that. Wait. Okay. I'm waiting. Faye said, my mom taught me how to do that. Yes, Faye. I know we connected on the deep breaths early on. Do it every day, y'all. I'm telling you. Love and peace to everybody. Yes, Faye. Love, peace, and light. Oh, okay. Faye's birthday next Monday, the 27th. I'm definitely going to come live for your birthday. Read our answers. It feels amazing. It is amazing. Let's just do the couple more. Let's just do the 3. Let's just do it real quick. Breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth. Let's go. Breathe in. Hold it. Let it go. Amazing. Another one. One more time. Breathe in. Yes. Yes. That's what I'm talking about. Raise that frequency, raise that vibration. Tell the universe you're ready to attract all the amazing things waiting for you in the world every day. Okay. Peace, love, and light. Till next time, probably Friday. Bye.